Welcome to the ISB show. I'm here with Rahi and Buna Rahi. Do you know what that
Ooh,
is?
I
No,
don't know what that means, but I assume it's in Romanian, is my guess.
that is correct. Buna is how you say hello in Romanian. And that's who we're talking about today, the Romanian national team, because we have not come to Romania. We've talked about other teams in the Nations League, and we're finally coming around to talk about Romania, a video that's very dear to all our hearts. So for all you fans out there enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll explain why it is very dear to our hearts. Because probably, Rahi, one of the first national teams, I would say, that we followed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite player at what, 8 years old? That's my question to you.
Well, the World Cup was in the United States of America, and a certain man took over the tournament. It was supposed to be Carlos Valderrama from Colombia, but it turned out to be Georgi Hagi from
Oh man.
Romania. And we were sold after that point in time on the Romanian team for many years. Then they left us in the doldrums for a little while in a period of darkness. And then it looks like again the Romanian team is making a comeback.
Yes. Just a quick note on that World Cup, and George Hagi scored two of the most incredible goals you'll ever see, chipping the goalkeeper from effectively the half line against Colombia. And then, hey, he did it again against Switzerland. An incredible player, an incredible tournament, an incredible Romanian team. Dumitrescu, Hagi, Popescu. But now this team is on the rise. Not the same level of talent, not the big names. They do have a Hagi on this team, of course, the son of George Hagi. But I think this is a team on the rise. We saw them in the Euros. They performed very well. And now they're the top team in Europe, Group C. The top team in Europe's Group C of the Nations League.
Yes, don't forget on that World Cup, the Romania-Argentina game, which remains one of the greatest games in football I think I've ever seen. So just a quick note on that. But okay, getting to the modern, because some of our viewers out there probably have never seen those matches, but I suggest you dig them out somewhere in the 1994 World Cup, Romania-Argentina. Watch that match. But okay, so here's kind of how the group was. It was Romania, Lithuania, Kosovo, and Cyprus. So not the same level of talent or caliber they faced in the Euros, right? But I think what we've seen that's very interesting that kind of led into this group is you see the ascendancy, which we saw starting in the Euros for this Romanian team and continuing into the Nations League. Not a team that very many people expected to make a big noise in the Euros, outperformed everyone in the Euros, but you saw the talent there, and that continued into this campaign.
And the understanding between players, that's what's so impressive is the way they play off each other. I mean, the two Dennises up front, Man and Dragush, they play together so well. They're always feeding off each other. And the man who makes it all tick in the center, the metronome, Stanciu, he's always in and around everything. His vision is incredible. So there's so much understanding with the forwards up front and then the midfielders. And then you have to, you can't begin a conversation about Romania without talking about, in my opinion, the player who's the heartbeat of this team. He's not the captain, but that's Dragusin himself, right? He's playing well for Tottenham now, but what he does for Romania is not just defend with his life. You remember that big moment in the Euros where he's celebrating that big tackle. He does that over and over again, but also he leads counterattacks, scores from corner kicks. That big goal that ends up beating Lithuania, that starts with the counter from Dragusin, right? So he does everything. Defends, attacks, scores goals. For me, he's the emotional center of this team, while Stanciu's the captain and maybe the metronome of the team.
You know what's you talked about it. The understanding of this team is unbelievable. They play beautiful football. And for those not familiar with Romania, I'd say watch their matches because the way they're understanding, and I love what I love about them is they're always looking for teammates. In the sense, it's almost a pass first team in a sense. Sometimes you feel like they're almost too unselfish in certain moments, right? But the understanding between, Dennis Mon and then Dragic up front, and then even when the subs come in with Alabek and all these players, you see that that's kind of how this team is built to play.
Yeah. They're incredible to watch, incredible understanding. A player we haven't mentioned, I don't know if I'm saying his name correct. Mihailas, is that, I don't know how to say his name properly, but he's an incredible player. So there, a lot of these guys play in Italy, right?
Yeah.
And at Parma, a couple of them, right? That's a big Romanian contingent.
Yeah, Dennis Mon just scored this last weekend, actually. For
Yeah,
Parma.
he did.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to say this, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is a statement I'm gonna make because I actually believe it's true. I think the best penalty taker in the world, right now, is Mr. Razvan Marin, because not only does he just take these penalties and score them, but he blasts them. And by the way, he takes them for his club team as well. For Parma.
Yeah, for Cagliari.
Cagliari.
Cagliari. Yeah, he takes them for that team too. But the interesting thing is, I thought that was very interesting that you said that, because I agree with you. It's the first match against Lithuania, right? He has to take a penalty against the goalie. And then he has to take a penalty against the goalie in Lithuania. And I noticed he didn't put it in the same spot. And that tells you that, okay, this is a good penalty taker, right?
Well, I mean, he puts it the other corner, but he blasts them, man. Like every time it's unstoppable. I think if I had to choose one player to take a penalty in the entire world, I think it would be him, honestly. Like I've never seen somebody just blast penalties the way he does. You have people with good records, but the way he takes them, my goodness.
Yeah, and against Slovakia in the Euros, remember that was where we saw this all started, right? So, okay, so let's talk about the trajectory of the team, right? Because what's interesting about Romania is I think when they score goals, they score golazos. Literally, like almost every single goal is a golazo, like fantastic. This was from the Ukraine game in the Euros all the way until now, right?
Yeah.
So their midfield is very strong. If you look at like where the players are playing, where it's all based, and up front, they can get done. Dragusin, of course, is the big name in the back. I think that is perhaps in the back at some points is a little bit where it's a point of weakness.
Yeah, sometimes there's some giveaways. They've conceded some soft goals at times, right? They were very comfortably through this group, but at times they did concede goals, right? The Lithuania away was a bit of a tight game. They were lucky, I think, to hold on to that one. They did concede goals against Cyprus as well. So for me, there are moments when they give the ball away, and that's where there's a bit of danger. But when they defend like they did in the Euros, they defend deep and then they counter, they're so deadly because the way they counter and the understanding between the players, as we said, is incredible. That's the one thing they need to clean up, though, because they've played in League C, and these are, yes, they won the group. Yes, they went through perfect, but these are teams they should beat, Sa.
Yeah. And of course, there was the incident. We won't touch on it too much because, we like to stay out of the politics, as we say that we hear the sirens in the background here. So maybe the politics, but
they're coming for us.
They're coming for us. But okay, let's talk about the Kosovo game, because we had to talk a little bit just about that situation. It's the game that was awarded to Romania, which helped them win all their matches, right? They finished with a perfect record. But there was a little bit of the, Serbia chance, and it's going to make Romania have to play. I don't think it was related to this particular incident, right? But Romania will have to play a game behind closed doors. And of course, the Kosovo players leaving the pitch. So I don't know, just a quick note on that before we move forward and kind of put that to bed.
Yeah, obviously, we're not keen to what's going on or what's being said, but oftentimes you do have these incidents where players are trying to calm fans down. That's been seen across the world, right? That's what happened. Then you had Romanian players trying to implore the fans. Of course, the Kosovans walked off. I think in the end, the okay thing about this situation is that it doesn't really affect the outcome of the group, right? It wasn't a result that really meant a lot because Romania was already going to go through. Kosovo in a bit of trouble to begin with in terms of where they are. It's unfortunate. It's not good. You and I don't know enough to really understand what was going on. I think we can both say that, but I think we can say that fan interference is unfortunate, right? Because when a game gets messed up because of fans, we've seen it before in major tournaments. It's unfortunate because really, as all of us watching, we just want to watch the game. And clearly, when the players are telling fans to calm down, I mean, clearly they want to play the game. It's tough, right? And all these sort of it's something you don't want to see.
Yeah, we'd much rather see the free-flowing Romanian football, right? Is what we've been talking about. Okay, so what's next now for Romania? Now that they've won the group, they've
Yeah.
topped actually Group C. Ironically, that those points that they were awarded, the 3-0 victory, pushed them to the top of the entire league. So that helps. It's a backdoor way of getting to the World Cup later. So I guess, Rahi, my question is, should Romania qualify for the World Cup?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Remember, this is an expanded field. Of course, we don't know yet what the groups are going to be, who they're going to play. But based on the performances in the Euros and now seeing how comfortably they got through this group and the fact there's going to be more teams in the World Cup, Romania should qualify for this World Cup and they should do it somewhat comfortably. So I'm really expecting this team to take the next step and be in a World Cup again. We saw them in the Euros. Now it's time for a World Cup again.
Yeah, and back to the U.S., boys. That would be seeing them where it all started for us.
Yeah,
We'd love to see the Romanian team
that's
here.
a very good point.
Yeah,
They've had a lot of success in the U.S., so it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, interesting to see them back here in the U.S. So, Rahi, any final thoughts before we finish up over here?
It's fun to see this Romanian team back. It's fun to see the yellow jerseys again attacking the way they're attacking. It's a fun team. The way they play together is incredible. The spirit they have is incredible. And for both you and I, it's a lot of history for us. It's our entry point in many ways to Eastern European football, to football actually in a lot of ways. So it'd be interesting to see if they can sort of harken back to the 94 days, even a little bit. If they can capture a little bit of that magic, boy, it'll be a fun few years for Romanian fans and for us.
Yeah, for sure. So for those of you out there enjoying these videos, for those of you not familiar with Romania, hopefully you enjoyed that. And for your Romanian fans out there, let's hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this recent Nations League campaign and everything that goes with it? What do you think of the players, how they're playing in Italy and Romania, across the world? And we will finish up there. I'd like to say Noroc.
Oh, wow,
Noroc.
you learned that as well. I was gonna ask. Okay.
Believe that's how you say cheers in Romanian, but
okay.
So we'll end with, I'll say it again, Noroc.